stones fell down and the sky turned gray, and the faithful ones were driven away. But you can't cage a fire when the wind starts to blow. Every step they took made the kingdom grow. From the city walls through the towns of Samaria, a brand new story was rising among us. No road too far, no soul unseen. The Spirit runs where the walls have been. Leave the silver in the dirt where it lies. You can't buy the power of the opening skies. It's the scattering winds, the holy flame. Every dusty road is whispering the name. From the city streets to the desert heat, there's a heart to reach on every street. Oh, the wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. On a lonely road under burning sun, Philip found a traveler, the seeking one, reading of the Lamb led away to die. Who is this man? Came the traveler's cry. Starting right there in the ancient scroll, he preached the Jesus who redeems the soul. And the desert road became holy ground as living water was finally found. Look, here's water was to stop me now. With a joyful heart and a humble bow, down in the water, then up from the tide. A brother arose with the Spirit as guide. No road too far, no road too far, no soul unseen, no soul unseen. The wind keeps moving where the walls have been. It's the scattering wind, it's the holy flame. Every dusty road is a whisper in the name. From the city streets to the desert heat, there's a heart to reach on every street. Oh, the wind is blowing. The wind is blowing. Rejoicing on the desert road. Breathing fire, breathing threats, with a heart like iron and no regrets. Got the letters in his hand, got the law in his head. He's hunting for the living among the dead. On the road to Damascus in the heat of the day, the hunter is coming to drag them away. Certain and proud in the strength of his own never expecting the voice from the throne. But the sky split open like a curtain of gold, and the story of Saul was no longer his own. Shattered by grace, shattered by grace. 3 days of darkness, 3 days of night, with the scales on his eyes and no trace of light. Then Ananias came with the trembling hand. Brother saw the Lord sent me as he planned. The scales fell away like the breaking of chains, and mercy came washing away all the stains. A brand new man was breathing again, and the road that condemned him had become holy ground. Then from the killer to the king, from the shadow to the sun, grace struck harder than the law, and the work had just begun. Saul, why do you fight? Fall into the earth in the blinding light. Who are you, Lord? Was the cry from the dust, and trust was born where he fell in the dust. Shattered by glory, shattered by grace. On a rooftop in the noonday sun, a vision started, a work begun. She came down with a heavy fold, changing the stories we'd always told. Kill and eat came the voice above, breaking the boundaries with a greater love. The Lord was widening Peter's eyes to a kingdom stretching beyond the lines. What God has cleansed, don't call unclean. There's a bigger picture you have not seen. There's no difference now, there's no wall between them. Grace of the Father is washing us clean. From every nation and every tongue, a brand new anthem is being sung. The door is open, wide as the sea. Cornelius waited with a seeking heart, ready for the Spirit to do its part. Peter stood and proclaimed the word, the greatest news they had ever heard. Peace through Jesus, the risen Lord. Forgiveness now the days before. Not just for the few, but for the many. Hey! Not just for the one, but for the any. Hey! He's the Lord of all and He's calling your name. The world is never gonna be the same. No stranger now, no stranger now. No war remains, no war remains. The Spirit is moving across every name. There's no difference now, there's no wall between the grace of the Father is washing us clean from every nation and every tongue. A brand new anthem is being sung. The door is open, wide as the sea. The door is open. The word got back to the city gates, where tradition stood and the tension waits. Why did you go? Why did you stay? But Peter told them of the sheep that day. If God has given them the very same gift, who are we to let the family drift? Grace was growing wider still, beyond the borders of human will. The silence fell and the hearts grew wide as they realized the Spirit was their guide. We're walking together in the morning light. The walls are falling out of our sight, from the olive grove to the Antioch gate. A greater story is taking shape, born of the Spirit and the holy flame. They gave us a brand new name. Barnabas went down to Tarsus town to find the man who had laid his sword down. They stayed in Antioch for a year or more, teaching the crowd and opening the door. And in that city, in the dust and the heat, the circle of the family was made complete. Not just a sect, and not just a few, something ancient and something new. Followers of the way, let the world hear it say. We're walking together in the morning light. The walls are falling out of our sight, from the olive grove to the Antioch gate. A greater story is taking shape, born of the Spirit and the holy flame. They gave us a brand new name, and they were called Christians, first in Antioch. A brand new name. James had fallen by Herod's blade, and another disciple now sat in chains. The shadows were long inside Herod's cell, between the iron and the gates of hell. 4 squads of soldiers in a double chain, waiting for morning to bring the pain. But the church kept praying in the dead of night, sending their whispers into the light. A light in the darkness, a strike on the side. Get up, said the angel, we're going outside. The chains fell away like a whisper in the night, walking through the iron in the angel's light. No bar could hold him, no soldier could stay. The light of heaven swept the dark away, and the gate opened wide. The gate opened wide. Past the first guard and the second too, thinking it a vision, not knowing it true, until he stood alone on the street in the cold, knowing the story that soon would be told. He knocked on the door where the faithful had prayed, still shocked to find that Peter was saved. Heard the voice of the servant, the joy and surprise as hope came alive before their eyes. Heard the knock at the door, the captive walks free, No chain can bind what heaven keeps, no throne can silence eternity. The king on his throne is a shadow in the sun. Kings may rise, but shadows come undone. The chains fell away like a whisper in the night, walking through the iron in the angel's light. No bar could hold him, no soldier could stay. The light of heaven that swept the dark away, and the gate opened wide. The gate opened wide. Of its own accord, the gate opened wide. Free in the city. They were fasting and praying in the Antioch light, when the Spirit spoke out in the middle of the night. Set apart Barnabas, set apart Saul, for the work I have ready, for the weight of the call. Hands on their shoulders and a prayer in the air, they sent them to the harbor with a life to share. The anchor is lifting, sails are unfurled, taking the fire to the edge of the world. Set apart for the journey, set apart for the sea, following the whisper of the gospel to be. From the island of Cyprus to the mountainside, there's no place left for the glory to hide. Oh, the road is open. They stood on the shore where the sorcerer stood, confronting the darkness with the power of good. And Saul became Paul, and the the glory to hide. Set apart for the world, into the unknown, into the light. In the streets of Lystra, in the heat of the sun, a man who was broken began to run. They shouted for Hermes, they shouted for Zeus, bringing the oxen and letting them loose. But Paul rent his clothes and he cried to the crowd, "We're only just men," he shouted out loud. Then the wind changed direction and the stones started flying, leaving him broken, leaving him dying. The spirit is breathing where the bones are all sore. He's standing back up to go in once more. Yeah, the stones couldn't stop the heart of the word. Whoa. The heart of the word. The disciples gathered in a circle of prayer, thinking the end of the journey was there. But he opened his eyes and he brushed off the red, rising like Lazarus back from the dead. He didn't run south and he didn't run west. He went back to the city to finish the test. Through much tribulation, through the fire and the rain, we enter the kingdom through the door of the pain. He's strengthening the souls, he's lighting the way. Thrown to the dust, dragged to the gate, shattered by anger, broken by hate. But the spirit is breathing where the bones are all sore. He's standing back up to go in once more. Back to the city, back to the light.